The mutilated bodies of the Cation assault team littered the blood-soaked ground, ripped to shreds by an ancient human and his monstrous three-headed warbeast. Over 500 years later, Raxa's eyes widened as he scanned the age-worn records, his heart racing with each incredible detail of the human Kevin Morales and his Cerberus companions' feats during humanity's first contact with the Cations. The records showed Morales and Cerberus moving with blinding speed, the beast's 3 mouths rending flesh and bone, while Morales fired his rifle with uncanny precision. They had held off the entire assault alone. "Zafir, look at this," Raxa called to his colleague. "This human and his Cerberus, the way they fought, like nothing I've ever seen. Genetically engineered war beasts with advanced abilities, and there were others. Humanity had a whole arsenal of these creatures." Zafir peered at the records in disbelief. But that was centuries ago. If they were capable of such things, then... A grim realization settled over them. If humans had possessed war beasts that advanced so long ago, what might they be capable of now? The fate of the Cation race could rest on understanding the true extent of humanity's power. Raxa copied the files with shaking hands. "We must inform the Council immediately. If humans ever turned these creatures on us again..." The implications were terrifying. The 2 scientists hurried from the archives, records in hand, determined to uncover the truth behind humanity's ancient weapons. Weapons that could change the balance of power in the galaxy forever. Zafir's eyes narrowed as he scanned the genetic analysis Raxa had pulled up on the holoscreen. "Hold on. You're telling me this 3-headed Cerberus creature had the strength of 10 Cation warriors, the speed of a Zephyrian Zephyr, and the regenerative abilities of a Lorian swamp beast? Come on, Raxa. This has to be exaggerated. Propaganda, even. No single organism could possess that many advanced traits." Raxor leaned back in his chair, a knowing smile playing at the corners of his mouth. He magnified a section of the gene sequence, highlighting a complex array of genetic modifications. "I thought the same at first, but look at this. The scientific data backs it up. The Cerberus's nervous system was engineered for lightning-fast reflexes and enhanced sensory perception. Its muscles and bones were optimized for raw strength and agility, and its cardiovascular and respiratory systems perfected for unparalleled endurance." Zafir's brow furrowed as he studied the data. "And this bit about rapid healing and environmental adaptability?" "All thanks to a genetically engineered immune system and metabolic adaptability," Raxa said. "Zafir, this creature could shrug off wounds that would kill a normal animal and survive in conditions ranging from the vacuum of space to the crushing depths of an ocean trench." Raxa swiped to a new set of files, revealing schematics and anatomical diagrams of various other warbeasts, and the Cerberus was just the beginning. "Look at these others. Behemoths with armor plating that could withstand heavy artillery fire. Raptors, faster and more agile than any natural predator. The humans had an entire menagerie of these things, each one tailored for a specific role on the battlefield." Zafir sank into a chair, his eyes wide with a mixture of awe and disbelief. This is incredible. The level of genetic manipulation required to create these creatures, it's beyond anything we've ever seen. But Raxor, the ethical implications..." Raxa nodded solemnly. "I know. The humans were playing with forces they barely understood. The potential consequences..." He trailed off, his mind racing with the possibilities. Zafir leaned forward, his voice low and urgent. "We need to understand why they did this, what drove them to create these living weapons, and what happened to the warbeasts after the war with the Cations." Raxa met his colleague's gaze, a determined glint in his eye. "Agreed. We need to keep digging. There's more to this story, Zafir, much more, and I have a feeling that the answers we seek could change everything we thought we knew about the humans and their place in the galaxy." With renewed purpose, the 2 scientists delved deeper into the archives, sifting through the ancient records and piecing together the fragmented history of humanity's most terrifying creations. Little did they know just how far down the rabbit hole they were about to go, or the sheer scale. As they continued sifting through the historical records, Raxor's eyes widened in surprise. "Zafir, come take a look at this. It seems we've stumbled upon a cache of video logs recorded by none other than Kevin Morales himself." Zafir hurried over, his curiosity piqued. Morales? The same human who fought alongside the Cerberus during the first contact with the Caitians? Raxor nodded, his fingers flying across the console as he accessed the files. The very same. These logs appear to detail his experiences with the Warbeasts during that tumultuous period. The two scientists huddled around the screen as the first log began to play. Morales' face appeared, his features etched with a mixture of determination and reverence as he spoke. "Today, Argus and I were tasked with infiltrating a heavily guarded Caitian research facility," Morales began, his voice low and steady. "Our objective was to retrieve a piece of valuable technology that could turn the tide in our ongoing negotiations." Raxor leaned forward, his eyes fixed on the screen. "Argus? That must have been the name of his Cerberus companion." Morales continued, describing how Argus's enhanced senses allowed them to navigate through the facility undetected. His ability to detect heat signatures and hear the faintest of sounds gave us an unparalleled advantage. We were able to avoid security systems and patrols with ease, moving like ghosts through the corridors. Zafir shook his head in amazement. The level of coordination between Morales and Argus is remarkable. It's as if they were operating as a single entity. As the log played on, Morales recounted the moment when they were eventually discovered by Caitian guards. But even then, Argus's incredible speed and agility allowed us to outmaneuver them at every turn. His powerful jaws and claws made short work of any physical barriers in our path, ensuring our escape with the precious cargo. Raxor paused the video, turning to Zafir with an incredulous expression. "Did you hear that? Argus was not only able to detect and avoid threats, but also neutralize them with stunning efficiency." Zafir nodded, his mind racing with the implications. "And it seems that Morales and Argus were linked by some sort of neural interface, allowing for seamless communication and coordination between them." As they delved deeper into the logs, Raxor and Zafir were struck by the profound bond that existed between Morales and Argus. The human spoke of the Cerberus not as a mere tool or weapon, but as a trusted companion and partner. "It's clear that their relationship went beyond that of a soldier and his instrument of war," Raxor mused, his eyes bright with newfound understanding. The trust and emotional connection between them may have been key to their success in creating such advanced biological weapons. Zafir leaned back in his chair, his mind whirling with the implications of their discovery. This sheds new light on the role played by Warbeasts in shaping the course of human-Caitian relations and the broader galactic power dynamics of the time. As they continued to explore the logs, Raxor and Zafir knew that they were only scratching the surface of a much larger story, one that could fundamentally alter their understanding of humanity's place in the universe. As Raxor sifted through the archives, his eyes widened with each new discovery. "Zafir, the humans' use of Warbeasts extended far beyond military applications. Look at this, the Galactic Pioneers program. They used genetically engineered creatures called adapters to explore and colonize hostile alien environments." Zafir leaned in, his curiosity piqued. "Adapters? How did they manage that?" "These adapters possessed the ability to rapidly evolve and adapt to various planetary conditions," Raxor explained, his voice filled with awe. "They could thrive in atmospheres toxic to humans and most other species. The humans used them to terraform these planets, paving the way for settlement and expansion." Zafir shook his head in disbelief. "Incredible. And look at this, medical warbeasts, nanohounds they called them, microscopic organisms engineered to hunt down and destroy disease-causing pathogens within the human body." Raxor nodded, his eyes scanning the information. "Yes, they could be programmed to target specific viruses or bacteria, a highly effective and adaptable medical tool. The sheer versatility and ingenuity of the humans is astounding," Zafir mused. "To apply their mastery of genetic engineering to solve such a wide range of challenges beyond warfare, It's something we Caitians never even considered. Raxor leaned back in his chair, his mind racing. Indeed, while we focused on propulsion technology and energy production, the humans were harnessing the power of nature itself. As they delved deeper into the records, a newfound respect for the human scientific achievements grew within them. The potential implications were staggering. Just imagine, Zafir whispered, how different our history might have been if we had pursued similar avenues of research and development. If we had sought a more harmonious relationship with the humans and their warbeasts. Raxor met his colleague's gaze, a sense of wonder and regret mingling in his eyes. The possibilities are endless, the knowledge we could have gained, the progress we could have made. He trailed off, his mind filled with visions of a future that could have been. A future where Caitians and humans worked side by side, their mastery of technology and biology intertwined, propelling them to new heights of discovery and achievement. Zafir's voice broke the silence, his tone thoughtful. It's not too late, though, is it? We have this knowledge now. We can learn from the humans' example, forge a new path forward. Raxor nodded slowly, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. You're right. We have a chance to change the course of our own history, to build a better future for our species and the galaxy as a whole. The two scientists sat in silence for a moment, the weight of their discovery settling upon them. They knew that the road ahead would be long and challenging, but armed with the knowledge of the humans' incredible achievements, they felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. Raxor turned back to the archives, his fingers flying across the console as he searched for more information. There was so much more to learn, so many secrets yet to be uncovered, and with each new revelation, the true scope of humanity's genius and the potential for a brighter future became ever clearer. As they lost themselves in the depths of the archives once more, Raxor and Zafir couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and anticipation. They were standing on the precipice of a new era, one in which the lessons of the past would guide them toward a more enlightened and prosperous future. Raxor's hands trembled as he scrolled through the encrypted transmissions, his eyes widening with each damning revelation. Zafir, this is unthinkable. Our own people, responsible for the extinction of the humans and their warbeasts. Zafir leaned in, his face a mask of disbelief as he read the details of Project Extinction. A bioweapon designed to target genetically modified organisms released on human colonies spreading to their warbeasts. The devastation must have been unimaginable. Raxor shook his head, his voice thick with emotion. And the humans, they tried to contain it, to find a cure, but it was too virulent, too fast-spreading. Within months their population decimated, their warbeasts wiped out. Leaving only scattered survivors, Zafir whispered, his eyes haunted. And then our government erasing the evidence, rewriting history to blame the humans for their own downfall. The two scientists sat in silence, the weight of their discovery pressing down upon them like a physical force. The very foundation of their society, the belief in their species' moral superiority, crumbled before their eyes. We did this, Raxor said, his voice barely above a whisper. Our fear, our jealousy of the humans' achievements, it led us to commit an atrocity beyond measure. Zafir nodded, his eyes distant. The genetic engineering we so admired, the warbeasts we marveled at, we saw them as a threat rather than an opportunity for cooperation and growth. Raxor clenched his fists, a sudden determination burning in his eyes. Zafir, we can't let this be forgotten. We have a moral obligation to share this information, to honor the memory of the humans and their incredible creations. Zafir hesitated, the implications of such an action weighing heavily upon him. But the consequences, Raxor, the upheaval it could cause in our society. We must ensure that such an atrocity never happens again, Raxor insisted, his voice growing stronger. The human story deserves to be told, their achievements celebrated, not buried under a web of lies and deceit. Zafir met his colleague's gaze, a newfound resolve etched upon his features. You're right, Raxor. No matter the personal cost, we must bring the truth to light, for the humans, for their warbeasts, and for the future of our own species. As they began to prepare their findings for presentation, Raxa and Zafir knew that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges and opposition. But armed with the knowledge of humanity's incredible potential and the terrible price paid for their own species' fear and ignorance, they were determined to forge a new path forward. You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.